Welcome to the Business Mumma podcast, where we chat about creating a business that supports and flows with your family and with your life, not the other way around. Hi, I'm your host, Annalise Swan. I'm a marketing agency owner and a mother of 3 little ones. I'll be bringing you conversations with successful women in business, as well as practical marketing strategies and tips that you can action right away. So let's get into it. Okay, real talk, work-life balance. The truth about work-life balance is that, drum roll, it totally exists, but potentially not in the way that you imagine. Balance conjures up images of 2 scales where each side has an equal weight and the scale is balanced. Well, work-life balance probably is not going to look like that. And really, why should it? It's not as though anything else in our life has equal parts. We don't sleep 12 hours and be awake for 12 hours. We don't eat half the time and fast the other half. No, each thing is important, yes, but it doesn't need to be balanced, and neither does work and life. So before I talk about how I work with clients on achieving work-life balance, we need to get one thing clear. If you own your own business and you love what you do, which you should if you've dedicated your time and your money to creating a business around it, your work and life don't need totally separate boxes in your mind. We are alive, right? Newsflash. And everything we do in our 24 hours each day is what we're doing in our lives. Whether we're working or we're spending time with our kids or we're cleaning the house, this is life. If we have a bad attitude about the stuff that's not as fun, we kind of have no one to blame but ourselves. And why are we wasting time being miserable? Even if it's something that we don't like, it doesn't mean that we have to have a bad attitude about it. I realized this myself a couple of years ago when I was doing the dishes and absolutely hating it. I realized that life doesn't actually stop when we're doing something that we don't like. And if I spend 40 minutes in a bad mood, then that was 40 minutes that I could have been enjoying my life. We totally choose our attitude, and we may as well choose to be happy if we're doing stuff we don't love, because it still needs to be done, right? Unless we get a full-time nanny / cleaner / chef team, it's likely that we're going to be doing stuff that we don't love at least some of the time. Anyway, enough about my rant. So as I was getting at earlier, my idea of work-life balance isn't equal parts work and life at all. In fact, I definitely work more than I chill, but luckily for me and my family, I love it. So balance to me is when I feel fulfilled in every area. And for me, that means that the balance is enough work time so that I'm not feeling stressed that I haven't left myself enough time at work to get things done. It also means that I'm spending time with my kids, I'm getting one-on-one time with my husband, I'm reading my Bible, I'm eating well, and I'm going to the gym most nights. It also means that I'm seeing my friends, doing self-care, learning, I'm being creative, I'm reading regularly, and the house isn't an absolute bomb. You don't want to see it today. It totally is, but I'm facing out the window, so I cannot see the explosion that is our playroom at the moment. I only get 2 full days without the kids because that's when they're in care. And the other days I work around nap time. So on work days, housework is totally 100% ignored. So balance for me means that on a weekly or fortnightly basis, I'm ticking everything off the list. Now, it sounds really ridiculous, but yes, I literally have a wellness checklist, and believe it or not, I recommend that my clients and that you do as well. Because if I'm not getting everything in, I know that I'm not going to feel balanced. I'm going to be grumpy. I'm going to be lethargic. I'm not going to be myself. So just because I'm getting everything in doesn't mean that it's always going to look the same. Sometimes I'll read once a fortnight. Sometimes I'll read every day. Sometimes I'll be working 12-hour days. Sometimes I'll be working 3-hour days. Each week is going to look really different depending on the commitments that I've made and the ebb and flow of business and family life. The key part for me is knowing what my ideal week looks like and then trying to work that in as much as I can given what's on that week. So I know that there's going to be certain things that are totally non-negotiable, like I'm going to pick the kids up and I'm going to cook and I'm going to exercise. But there are also some more fluid luxury things that are going to get bumped if I don't get as much work done as I'd like, or there's a tech issue or a client crisis or kids get sick, whatever. All right, so the categories in my balanced life checklist are movement, nourishment, spirituality, self-care, relationships, fun, learning, and life admin. I know that I regularly need something that fills me up in each of those categories, or I know I'm going to feel off kilter, I'm going to be unbalanced, I'm going to be not myself. I seriously recommend that you sit down with your notebook and think about each of those categories, add in others if I haven't covered the things that you need, and just figure out what it is that you need in each category to make you feel like you, so that you have more balance in your life and you're not just doing the work, mum, chef, chauffeur, never ending pile of laundry thing. Now, in mine, each category has certain benchmarks that I want to achieve. So movement, for example, I know I want to move my body for half an hour every day, and 5 of those are going to be in the gym, ideally. For nourishment, I know that I'm going to cook most nights, say 6 out of 7, and within that, it's going to be 80% great, 20% not so great, and so on and so on. Each category has my benchmarks that I'm aiming for, and no, it's definitely not going to be perfect, but at least I know what the goal is. And that's the point, right? Balance is going to look really different for each of us. We're not going to get it perfect all the time. But I tell you what, with my morning routine and my weekly plan and my nighttime routine, I'm as sure as anything going to give it a red hot go. And then if the kids are sick or I just can't be bothered, guess what? Tomorrow is a brand new day, and it's the same for you as well. So I really hope that this helps you think about your week in a more holistic way so that you can implement that work-life balance in a little bit more of a functional way. I really hope it helps. Have a great week, and I'll see you next time.
Thank you for listening to the Business Mumma podcast. I hope you got some actionable tips that you can implement in your business right away. Please, please, please rate and subscribe, and then head on over to mumma.digital to continue the conversation and let me know what you thought. Have a really wonderful week, and if you'd like to come and say hi, come to our Facebook group, Business Mummas. See you there.